Hey guys, TomWay601, and today we are out in Lay Fantastic testing out a new build. When the Azure Lane Commanders got announced, Azure Lane St. Louis caught my eye. Now, the game recommends her as a cruiser commander, but with a little rejiggering, I think she can be a fairly good French destroyer commander. So I'll go throw up the build on the screen. We have Sims and Bay for concealment and a little bit more health because you tend to need it when you're going to be a little bit more gunboaty. Base trait for her is going to reduce cooldown time for all consumables, excellent, and reduce main battery reload time, also pretty excellent. Then as far as the unique skills go, or the skills go, we're running Burn It Down XXL, which is going to boost that fire chance before it's too late, which is the only one on that second row, which is kind of the thing that really makes this build a bit iffy. It's just going to boost torpedo detectability range. Everything else on that line kind of only applies to cruisers, or with full speed ahead, half of it applies to cruisers, and I'd take the torpedo detectability over rudder shift time. Then on the next row, we have Go All Out, which is going to help with concealment when we have our engine boost going. Then we have her unique skill, Bonjour, on the fourth skill slot. That's going to boost the duration of the main battery reload booster. Excellent. And we're going to need an extra charge. And then finally, we have Fully Packed, allowing us to bring one more consumable charge, which means for a reload booster, we get 4 charges, which makes it pretty tough to use all of them in one match. Anyways, covering the match, we kind of went to be, we're playing a little bit cautious just because we know there's one destroyer on the enemy team. So as long as we kind of keep out of his way, or if he was going to come and challenge us, we'd have to be ready to deal with him. But beyond that, now we have B. We're going to go harass all of these battleships who are off over on the left-hand side. But going back to the build, St. Louis. So we have all of that. What are the downsides to this? Well, there's no quick fix skill. So if you get your engine knocked, well, you are not going to be able to continue going. Skills like quick fix allow you to maintain some sort of maneuverability when you end up going in and engaging, and you get your engine knocked. You can still kind of limp out of there. Without quick fix, you are you need to learn to play it a little bit cautious. Anyways, so Vittorio Veneto making this bold play, just cutting straight across right here. We're going to go ahead, keep an eye on him. I think those torpedoes are looking good. No reason to need to expose ourselves to his fairly nasty SAP, especially when our torpedoes look like they're going to do good. We're going to kind of just give him a little tap as we go behind the corner, drop spot, and watch as these torpedoes hopefully come home. We get 3 beautiful hits and a nice flood to proc. Doesn't have much health remaining, so we are going to try to engage him right over here. Well, we get the low battery warning. We flip over to AP because that looks like it's going to be a little bit more performative. I don't want to waste a main battery reload booster just because we just need a little bit of health to tickle off of him. He's now down. We're up one, or we're up 1 battleship. Now we're tied as far as ships goes, and it's time to continue pushing in. We are kind of on the lookout for the enemy destroyer. It's a Friesland, so it's not like we are leaving our teammates to be exposed to a torpedo threat by not going in and directly hunting him down at this moment. He's gonna use his guns, and well, we're open for a gunfight for him, right? We're just not really going to be too well supported at this very moment if we try and seek him out, because guys, Lay Fantastic with a main battery reload booster, especially one that's been extended, can go toe to toe with a Friesland. We'll see that a bit later. Anyways, these torpedoes coming in on the Iowa. We're gonna go ahead and fire our AP. AP doing its job, getting some full pens up top. And as we kind of move away from him, we can see that B is starting to fall, and it is the enemy Vanguard. He does have eyes on us, so he's going to throw out a shot our way. We're going to turn in, try to start heading towards him. One thing about Fantastic, even in the way we've built this, we don't have the torpedo reload booster on it, or we don't have a torpedo reloader the launcher in the 4th slot that reduces that reload, but we still get fairly quick replenishing torps, and especially in a match like this, where there is such a heavy battleship presence, we can just kind of play the game smart and use our speed to position ourselves correctly. Vanguard kind of getting himself into a trap here. The smart play probably would have tried to start to disengage, but as he turns in to try and kind of bow tank R2 friendlies over there, he's going to come up to a fact that he can't turn starboard anymore. He can't turn to the right. So he's kind of locked into that position. That's why we've led the torpedoes a little bit on him, because we know he's either going to go straight or if he wants to stop, he's going to run in to some island, and that's just not going to be good for him. So he's probably just going to maintain that course. And as we do that, we hit him with 3 torps. He's down at the bottom of the sea. We're up to 3 kills for the match, and our team's looking pretty good. We are tied as far as boats go. We are up mainly because we have those capture points, and our right-hand flank team doing a very good job of just kind of continuing this push that will ultimately end up having them circle the whole map. We see the enemy Friesland pops up there. We're going to take a couple of pot shots at him as he's in his smoke. At this moment, I'm like, okay, they have 1 cruiser over there. It is a radar cruiser, so we do need to be careful. We do know this Friesland just popped his smoke, so he's most likely going to enjoy his time farming in there. We're going to try to slide in over here. If we get tagged by sonar, we'll go ahead and immediately disengage, using this island to kind of creep up to his position where we know we would have gotten detected basically behind this island, making it very difficult for the enemy in order to engage us. We'll go ahead, drop some torpedoes off into the smoke in case he's staying in there. Of course, this would either trigger him to pop that sonar, and he may spot us, but we're kind of making this transit across the island to ensure that we're maintaining some sort of cover between us and the rest of his team. We know that Friesland is deadly, but that smoke, chances are he's probably in that smoke. So we're going to throw the torpedoes. Sadly, there's nothing in there. I think he has since disengaged, and good on him. We do have our 1 teammate down here near us now, and we kind of need to be cautious and try to support him, because our team is being able to develop these crossfires. If you look, our right-hand flank team, our C team, has made their way to what would have been their spawn on that side, and they are now pushing across the map, which means most likely the enemy is going to start bow tanking those 3 guys up there. If we can keep our good old battleship down here alive, he's going to be able to get some crossfires. The thing he's going to need, though, is some spotting. So we're going to try kind of patrol this area, try to get some spots going. It's not like we have to really do any torpedo defense. We don't have to screen for him, because there's just a Friesland out here. We do end up taking the hit from him, though I would like to say we are providing the ultimate amount of will to rebuild when we are literally sticking right next to him. And in a more interesting fact, it looks like the enemy team is not bow tanking the 3 guys, but instead kind of fleeing towards our direction. But that's fine for us. We will happily take that bit, because if we can do that, we will be able to gauge. Anyways, Friesland pops up here. He's about 2/3 health. We're going to pop that reload booster, and we're going to start trading blows here. We're at full health. He's at about 2/3 health, which puts us a little bit up on the health. But as you can see, we are just, as long as we hit on him, tearing him apart. We kind of finished the battle at half health. So he took about 10,000 hit points from us. We took about 10,000 hit points from him. So overall, fantastic with the gunboat build. Pretty good. It can stand toe-to-toe with the Friesland. Of course, it's always nice to have backup in that amount of time. We did lose our dear friend, the Iowa, unfortunately. So it's now kind of 3v4. But we're up to 4 kills. So we're on the Kraken hunt. And also, we took out their last destroyer. Not that he was going to be a big threat to the rest of our team, because really, I'm the only one who he was a big threat to. And thankfully, we were able to handle him. And that's kind of why I like this build of Le Fantasque with Azure Lane St. Louis. It's difficult to play. Right now, I don't think it's the most effective build to go in the game, especially this update, because we have a lot of battleships out there right now. You don't really end up engaging a lot of people in these in battleships with with the gunboat destroyers, especially a Fantask. So you kind of have to be a bit cautious. I think that's mainly up to the epic mod grind. 3 of them have to do with battleships, so a lot of people are out there playing their battleships right now. So you just kind of have to be cautious. And we're not really getting the best games to show it off, but I think this game still shows off what this build can do. We go ahead and dump our 2 sets of torps. Amalfi goes ahead and pops his smoke over in the corner, and well, Baltimore looking like he sees our torpedoes right now. Let's see if he ends up eating any. There we go. We get one, and at this point, I'm like, okay, the Kraken's here. Our friends in smoke still. We should be able to get away with it. He pops out, spotting us, which is really unfortunate. But we switch over to AP. French AP can absolutely do the damage. Baltimore starting to flood. We take a huge hit of SAP from Amalfi, but we do end up taking the Kraken here. Vanguard notes us and he's like, you know what? It's time to put you down. We end up going down. But hey, with only 2 ships remaining on their team, we do end up getting the win with some 3,130 experience. But guys, that's St. Louis on a destroyer. Like I said, I find it a fun way to play them. You may as well. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.